this hi, this one in Chinese is like every day become better and better and higher and higher. So for the achievement and for everybody health, yeah, these are the best wishes from Chinese tradition.
Bastian Schweinsteiger back in training today. Was it nice to see him back?
Yeah, no, really good. Yeah, like you said, it's great to see him back, and you know we found out the news a couple of days ago, but no, it's so great to have him back, and you know he's a big influence in the dressing room and obviously on the pitch for especially the young players like myself.
So did the manager told you he was about to be brought back into the squad?
Yeah, of course, and you know it's a great boost for us. You know, like I said, the experience he brings, and you know the quality he also brings as well. And yeah, like I said, the quality but he possesses is, you know, is a boost for our team, and you know I'm so glad to have him back as well. You know, I was very unhappy to not be in the squad because I really wanted to play that game, especially. But you know, at the end of the day, it's the manager's decision, and you know, after the game, I spoke with him about it, and you know, 100% agreed with what he said and why I wasn't involved, and you know, obviously we'll keep that between us two. But no, it's been really good. The last couple of games, I felt fitter and stronger, and you know, it was a shame we couldn't get the 3 points on Saturday. But no, we have to keep playing the way we're playing, and you know, the goals are going to come. No chance at all. I wouldn't say that. You know, he's a world-class player, and you know, I wouldn't say it's a dip. I think he's been unlucky. He's had chances, but the saves that have been happening, you know, from his shots are unbelievable. Especially that volley he did on the weekend with, you know, he's saving that. And you know, now of course he's a very confident person, and you know his confidence is always sky high.
Thank you. No, I think it's time to move now. Sorry.
You go on then.
It's been quite a frantic period. Obviously, we're here to talk about rest. How is everyone coping with it all?
No, I think, you know, it's only good for us. The games come thick and fast, especially after the result against Chelsea. I think it was important that we had a game right round the corner because we're not dwelling on it too much. And you know, I think the victory against Man City was what we needed, especially after the game against Chelsea. And now, like I said, we need to keep pushing. And you know, of course, we've been unlucky in front of the goal recently with some of the saves, like I said, but we need to just keep going, and you know, the goals are going to start flying in.
Well, I think that's what you've got to take on board. You know, you've got to try and take the positives, keep trying to improve, and make sure that the results do go for you. But I think as long as the players work as hard as what they did at the weekend, try and be inventive in what they're trying to do, then they're going to entertain the fans, and the fans will get the results to come their way. I mean, he's a great manager. His record's fantastic. He knows what he wants, and that's really important. And so I'm sure as long as he's given time, things will come together, and he'll get the team playing how he wants, and he'll get the results that he wants. And you know, what his record's always proved, that you know, he does get good results at the clubs that he's been to. You know, so I think everybody within the club has just got to be that little bit patient. That includes the fans, and I'm sure Jose will get it right.
Bryan.
Well, I think what you try to do as a manager, you try to aim for so many points, and you don't want to be too far behind turning in the new year. And so I think if United can stay with, you know, around 5 or 6 points, and they don't let that gap get any bigger, then you've always got a great chance in the second part of the season.